Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm moved down to the farm now, settled in for the most part. I thank everyone for sticking around. Not a whole lot's been happening, but I'm hoping to slowly work my way back into the swing of things. As you can probably see, I've got the Mac cab and the Mac hood here in the pole building behind me. But that's not what we're working on today. I made a purchase about a week ago, piece of equipment for around the farm. Got to do some work to it. So, well, I guess I'll just show you. Got me a Mini. It's a Nissan N260. It's got about 2,300 hours on it. It runs good. About the only thing it really needed was a final drive on this side. I guess from what the guy told me, a gear stripped out in there, and he had one made at a machine shop, replaced it, and that one stripped out completely and pretty much took out the rest of the final drive because the machine shop didn't harden it. That's the story I got, so that's the story I'm giving. I already started on this thing, taking it apart, just because I had to take some measurements to get a new final drive for it. But if we go over to the Ranger, I've got a brand spanking new one for it, courtesy of finaldrivemotors.com. Very knowledgeable and helpful people to deal with. I believe I ordered this motor on Monday, and it is now Friday, and it just got dropped off. So, first things first, we're going to get started with putting that sucker on, getting these tracks on, so at least it's not blocking up, a bunch of space in the pole barn, and I can move it if I need to. Back to working on a gravel floor. That's okay. So we got the lines off. That wasn't too bad. I was expecting a lot worse. It's looking like I'm definitely gonna be needing some hydraulic lines in the very near future. And the people at finaldrivemotors.com were kind enough to send me with two different fitting kits for this new motor. One set was JIC and the other was British. And luckily they did, because these are definitely British fittings. And they're a pain to deal with and get lines for. I know that firsthand from my old job. They had a JCB backhoe that was all British hydraulic line fittings. What? Alright, what are we dealing with here? Maybe about a 15 millimeter ish. Nope. $17. Oh, let's see, maybe a little bit of spud bar action. Maybe a little bit of... There we go. Cool. Junk. Oh, seems a good bit heavier than the old one. I just wonder, should I? Yeah, let's get it in there first and then we'll see. Nope, I'm losing it. Yeah. There we go. Go to your home. Okay, so we're back a couple days later. Had a minor issue with some fitting sizes. This new motor has number 8 British parallel threads in it, and these lines are a number 6 British parallel, and the only fittings that they gave me with it were the number 4 to number 4 and then 2 8 to 8s. So it was late on a Friday when I started this project. Obviously Saturday, Sunday, a lot of places were closed. Anybody was open didn't have anything. Monday, nobody had anything. So I called them up Monday morning. They said they would ship me a couple fittings, overnight freight, at no charge. So it is Tuesday. I just got home from work, and let's try and get this thing together, because I'm excited to go dig something already. Super helpful and super nice, the people at Final Drive Motors. The one guy, I believe his name was Chris, and very knowledgeable about pretty much anything to do with these final drives, and he helped me out a lot, and he kind of walked me through the process of taking measurements off of this machine to figure out what would be the correct motor. And because this machine, at least from what I'm told, is kind of a unicorn, so getting other parts for it ought to be fun. Well, I guess before we go too much further, fire this thing up and make sure it works. Alright, well, let's see how this thing will cold start. I believe back that way is more beans. Now, I think this thing has a Murphy switch on it, because it'll start once or twice and shut down like that. I think it'll shut down until it senses oil pressure. So let the glow plug cycle again. It seems to start real easy even when it's really cold. should be this one right here. Sweet. Okay, so next step is going to be the drive sprocket. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this compressor to shut off, and next thing is to wrestle this freaking track back on here. Well, I wonder if I fire it up and just track this track forward, it may just slip right on there. Here's the hoping. Yeah, I could probably take some all off now. Okay, let's see what she does. Yes! Woo! That was a little bit of a process, especially seeing as how I've never done that before, and I'm alone. Here's a helpful tip. If you have the tracks removed on your skid steer or excavator, and you're planning on putting them back on and tightening them up, make sure your cordless grease gun is charged up. I'm gonna be here for a while. All right, well, real quickly, I'm just gonna shoot some grease into these other joints. Need to tighten that track up a little bit, and then we'll go find a pile of dirt to play with for a little bit. I'm excited. Well, I think that's about it. Just gotta do that track, and I can get this thing down off the railroad tie, double check the tracks, and we're good. Oh, no kidding, the fuel gauge works. I'll be dang. I got so excited I forgot to turn the camera on. Okay, well, first impressions of this machine are pretty good. You know, it tracks around good. For some reason, and I may have to ask people at finaldrives.com, the speeds between the two tracks are kind of mismatched. It seems like the new Final Drive is a bit slower than the old one, but if I hit the 2-speed and put it into high gear, they seem to be pretty even. So, I mean, if there's nothing that can be done about it, it's not that big of a deal. I really don't mind it. But yeah, I went out and dug, whatever. I went out and played with it for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so until I got to the point where I couldn't feel my hands anymore. And I'm not seeing a bunch of hydraulic oil leaking from anywhere. So that's a good sign. But it seemed to run good. It does seem like, especially for as cold of a day as it is, it was trying to heat up, so I might have to blow the radiator out on this thing, maybe flush out the coolant system. May have a stuck thermostat or something like that. But I got to get some part numbers and whatnot. I'm going to do an oil change on it, fuel filters, hydraulic filter, flush the coolant, drain the hydraulic oil, change the hydraulic oil. And yeah, this thing ought to be ready to work. So that's about it for this little excavator project. We'll definitely be seeing a lot more of it, and hopefully here in the near future. I got a lot of things in mind for it. That about wraps this one up. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.